everyone, if you're new here, my name is Jessica Elena and I'm a Swedish artist and I make videos here on YouTube and I make a lot of art and I like to draw a lot. Today I bring you something very exciting that me and my friend Katie have been working on for a few months. It's been like on pause for a few months due to my hand issues and we're so excited to finally get started. Basically, me and Katie Moody, another artist here on YouTube and on Instagram and everywhere, we have decided to start a new creative challenge and I'm so excited to get started with this. We'll be issuing challenges, creating videos about our own process for each challenge and inviting everyone to participate in whatever way they want. This is the first challenge and we'll be posting more challenges in the future where we'll also be sharing the creations that other people have made for the previous challenge. I'll also be linking Katie's video down below so you can watch it after this. So allow me to present Bloom Art Club, which is what this art challenge like little community is going to be called. And you can all participate by hashtagging Bloom Art Club on social media so we can see your creations. And further details about how to participate will be in the description down below. So for this first Bloom Art Club, we're doing self-portraits. This might sound a bit terrifying because drawing people might be hard or drawing yourself might be even harder, but I want to tell you all that you can interpret this as freely as you want. Anything that symbolizes you is something that you can create. You can make a meet the artist, or you can make an abstract piece or whatever. Whatever is inspired by the prompt self-portrait is viable for this challenge. I'm so excited to see your creation and I'm so excited to see what everyone can come up with for this new Bloom Art Club prompt. Basically, when we decided on the first challenge being self-portrait, I got this idea to make a silhouette of myself and fill it with a pattern of flowers because I really like drawing flowers and I feel like that symbolizes me in a way. My first idea was to use a pattern along the lines of a few pattern-like pieces I made previously, like this, and you'll see as I sketch that I don't really do that. And time for me to get started with my creation for self-portraits. I had this idea to make a silhouette of myself and fill it in with a pattern of flowers, and here I'm just thumbnailing some quick sketches to get the idea out and just get started drawing. I wanted to experiment with whether or not I wanted the flowers to go outside the silhouette or just stay inside it and be behind it. And I think I went for having them outside in the end, so you'll see that when I decided soon. These are just really quick sketches to get the shapes and feel of the piece rather than planning anything out in a detailed way. So here I'm starting working on the actual piece. I used a picture of myself to make the silhouette, and I don't know, I don't think I would have had to because it's a quite simple shape and I changed it quite a lot after having traced it, but it was a nice way to get started in an easy way since drawing people isn't really my thing. So yeah, I'm just cleaning it up and making the shape look better in my eyes and making my hair a bit shorter so it looks a bit more interesting in the shape because I've had this hair length for a while, so I think it symbolizes me. Here I'm just trying out a more organic human shape, but I don't think I liked how this looked in the end and I went for the traced one. And then I start sketching out the flowers. I just wanted some of the flowers to go behind the silhouette and some flowers to be in front of it and bursting out of it. And so I just try to plan out the flowers and sketch them out, and they're very quick and not very precise and looking like I want them to. It's more to get the placement of the flowers right and stuff like that. I just wanted there to be a lot of flowers and them like bursting out of the silhouette of me. So yeah, I'm just so excited for this challenge to finally be live. I am so excited to see what you come up with and what you make, and I hope this can inspire you to make something new or make something at all. And yeah, it would be really fun to see you participate in this. And then I just keep drawing flowers. And then I think I was done with the sketch, so I added a green background because I wanted it to be like an intense green for the base of the image. And then I'm just like drawing out the silhouettes that I'm gonna fill in, and then I start with the flowers. I want them to be orange because green and orange is like my favorite color combination right now. I used the dry ink brush for this with quite a lot of streamline because I have shaky hands, so I needed for the shapes to be nice and smooth. And then I just fill them in with a dry ink brush as well. I could like fill them in with the fill tool, but I prefer the way this looks. I've never really made a self-portrait before, and this isn't like a traditional self-portrait, but I really want to learn how to draw people more, so I think I'm gonna practice that in the future. Maybe like, yeah, just drawing some people. I don't know what way I want to draw them, so I need to practice. Just more orange flowers. I really like the shape of these flowers because they're so simple, and I like the way I can make them look three-dimensional easily, and like give them some depth by moving the middle of them up and down, and like changing the shapes of the petals. And then I'm just adding some lily of the valley kind of flower. God, my voice is going away. This is perfect for a voiceover. And just keep adding flowers. I love these kind of like bell-shaped flowers because they're so cute. And I wanted to add some of them in there because I think they're like symbolize me as well. So I'm really excited to see what Katie have made for this challenge. I have seen some of it, but I haven't seen the actual video, and I have seen what she made, and it's really brilliant. Like, it's so amazing, and I really urge you to head on over to her video after this and check it out because it's so good, and I know you'll love it. More flowers, of course. This took quite a while. I think I was filming for almost 2 hours for this, which is a while. I don't usually do that in one sitting because it isn't the best for me, so I started to like speed up the process and use the fill tool instead of just painting things in. And then of course, since this is digital, I moved things around and like changed things up, and I didn't follow my sketch very like detailed anymore after this. I like how those two leaves at the top there look like I have leaves coming out of my head or something. I like that my hair is visible in the foreground here, perfect. It's turning into something for sure already, which is kind of nice to see. Like how this is developing and growing and turning into an actual drawing. I think the reason my head is visible now is because my iPad kept sliding like back and further back on the table, and yeah, you can see if you speed up the footage, you can see how much it moved from the start to the end of the video, but whatever. Just drawing some stems to connect everything, and some small leaves, and just adding more and more detail. I try to like always use greens that are warm and like feel very safe and go well with orange. I love that you can see my reflection in the iPad. It looks so strange. Me thinking, And here I felt I needed some like dark like contrast in the piece because it was all a bit light and the same. So I just added some like blobs in the background to act as leaves. And more flower stems, and then I tweak the colors with curves because I sometimes don't get the color right away, and it's easier to just adjust it with curves than any other way because I can instantly see the changes. And I keep zooming in and out so much. And here I wanted the actual flowers to be another color, but I couldn't decide how I wanted them to look like. And I wanted them to be kind of different from each other, so I changed that up. And made some lighter and more white and stuff like that. And I undid it seemed like, so I didn't have them white, I guess. This is what my digital process is always like I tweak things into eternity forever and just like change things up, and I don't plan it very much beforehand, but I like rework it until I'm happy with it, and I really enjoy that process. Like I don't feel like I want to change that in any way because I really like working that way. I think it's a lot of fun, and that's why I do this. So yeah. I'm filming this voiceover pretty early in the morning because it's gonna be really hot today here. Well, hot for Swedish weather, and I don't like hot weather, and I can't really film in hot weather because I can't have my fan on and stuff like that. I think I'm just adding some texture on here now, on all the layers with my watercolor brushes that I talked about last time. I'll link them down below if you want them. Just adding some variation and shadows and stuff like that using Alpha Lock. And yeah, since this I have learned how to Alpha Lock with like the quick gesture with dragging 2 fingers to the right on the layer you want to Alpha Lock, and it's so much quicker. I can't believe I've been like clicking each layer one by one and going into the menu and clicking Alpha Lock for this long. But yeah. adding some pencil texture because I love pencil texture. It's so good. I usually, when I do this, have the opacity set to like in the middle and use some darker colors to add like shadows and stuff like that, and to give some texture. For this pencil texture, I use the technical pencil, I think. I have tweaked it slightly. I can maybe write how I tweaked it in the description down below, because I don't like how it like fades in when you start a line, no matter how hard you press, because I want it to start when I put the pencil down, but I really like this technical pencil for like shading and stuff like that, because it's so textured. Just adding some light bits and some dark bits on top of the like watercolor texture. So tell me in the comments if you have any ideas for what you want to do for this challenge. Like, what would you do for a self-portrait? Do you have a self-portrait in mind that you've been wanting to make, or did you come up with something already? And yeah, also if you have participated and I haven't seen it yet, or don't seem to have seen it, please tell me in the comments here as well if I've missed it, and I'll check it out. I like the idea of making like a meet the artist for this. I think it would be cute, like introduce yourself, tell us a bit about you, and draw yourself in that way that people sometimes do. But I also like just maybe drawing things that represent you, like as an idea, like things you like, things that you do in a day. If you don't want to draw a person, which I totally get, because a self-portrait could be very stressful, it could be really cool to make something abstract as well, like completely abstract. This is kind of abstract, but it still has flowers and stuff. But maybe like a shape that kind of looks like a human being, or maybe a shape that has colors that you really like, or whatever. I think it's really good to get really creative with this prompt, because if it feels hard to draw like just yourself straight up, then you can always solve this in other ways. And that's a really good way to like get creative and get new ideas and maybe try something new or anything like that. Gosh, this took so long. I don't usually spend very long on each piece. I get restless after a while and I don't want to finish it. And constantly when I was working on this, I was like, I should take a break or something and shouldn't be working anymore. And constantly I was like, but I'm almost finished. But whenever I thought that, I had like so much longer left than I thought. So it took a while longer than I thought this would. Especially for doing it in one sitting, which isn't great for like your wrists or your brain or anything. But I did it anyway, so don't be like me. But there's so many elements to add texture to. I think that's what took time, to add all these like small textures and pencil textures and shading and everything like that. It takes time. Like I kept thinking that I was done, and then I looked at it and I was like, oh, there are like 5 leaves still that I haven't drawn on.
It's starting to be finished now, but there's still some work to do. Have you ever done a self-portrait before? Please tell me if you have, and show me if you have. I really want to see. It's a really interesting like chance for introspection and like learning something new and experimenting and stuff like that. I think it's almost done now, so I think I'll head over to like my face instead, and I'll talk a little bit about this piece, but I'm really happy with it. I think it looks great, and I think I like all the flowers and the colors and the feel to it, and it looks like kind of mysterious but also kind of calm and happy and everything like that. So now I'm just like adding more texture and like lightening up the piece a little bit because I felt like it didn't have enough contrast, and as always I miss adjustment layers in Procreate.
So that was my self-portrait drawing. I'm really pleased with this. I really like the like silhouette and using it as a frame and the flower like bursting out of it, and I like what it symbolizes. It was also really fun to have this challenge because it pushed me to think outside the box, because I knew I didn't want to make like a traditional self-portrait drawing, because I don't think I would enjoy that, and I don't think it would look very cute if I tried it. Like, I know not everything you make has to be cute, but I wanted to make something cute this day. I've also realized in the past year or so that flowers are really important to me. It's been a big part of my childhood, with both my mother and my grandmother being very interested in gardening. It just represents safety to me. Flowers are also what started my fascination with photography as a 15 or 16-year-old. I got my first digital camera and I started just taking macro pictures of all the flowers I could see, and it really got me back into creativity after having like lost all my confidence in creating like a few years earlier. Also, they were the first thing I enjoyed drawing when I got back into drawing like 2 years ago, or 2019 or whatever, and yeah, basically they're a big part of my like artist self. If I were to remake this now, I probably would try to include more like different colors and shapes in the flowers. I think they're a bit samey to me when I look at it now. But in general, I'm very happy with this. I like how like happy and green it looks. Like, green is my favorite color right now, so it makes sense. Anyway, that was it for my creation. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this. I'm super excited for Bloom Art Club to be like up and going now, and I really hope you want to participate like and share your creation if you make a self-portrait on social media, hashtag Bloom Art Club. And now it's time for you to head over to Katie's video. I'll be linking it down below, and just yeah, time to get started on your creation. I'm so excited to see what you make. We'll be sharing some of the creations from this challenge when we post our next challenge, so if you want to be in that video, like, don't forget to hashtag the things you make. Thank you so much for watching, and that was it for today's video. I'm hoping you enjoyed this, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to do that, and just let's go!